Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Well, guys, a part of my polyandry ministry as a divorced solo woman, age 55 years old, there's zero need for me to legally marry again. On the legal realm, I'm cool. I'm putting ice on that. I was married twice and I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. I believe that when it comes to quote unquote having a black husband anyway, I did the best that I could. The best that I could based on who I am, based on my environment, exposures. You have to consider everything about me to determine how well my partners fit me. So no one know me as well as I do. No one has ever bothered to take the time out to get to know me on a committed long-term level. Many, many, many people have met me, know of me, have some type of experience with me. Many, many, many people have seen me, all kind of things. But not one person, whether blood or not, with the exception of my children and grandchildren, they're the only people that I'm not referring to. So as my kids and grandchildren grow up listening to these videos, please know that I am never, ever, ever referring to you. I am your leader. I cannot blame my followers, my children, my grandchildren, my subscribers of anything ever. Even this channel, anyone listening to me on a, committed level, on a regular basis, you're innocent of any of my mistakes. You are innocent. That's what a covering does. My covering, my leadership, my good days, my bad days, whatever, my good, my bad, whatever, keeps you innocent. Even though you represent yourself individually, but your ability to resonate with me, commit to me, listen to me, follow me, care about me, hate me. I mean, you can even hate me, but if you're still watching me, there's some type of commitment, some interest, some, you know? Whether it's on the dark side or the light side, who cares? You are being impacted even if you hate me. So that's why I'm gentle with my haters. I'm gentle with the people that comment, negative. I'll either block you if you're trying to shut me down, I'll block you. I was doing this for only like maybe a year or two. I had to block my own husband. He was the first person that was, trying to attack everything, every video. I'm like, wait a minute, you're my husband. I'm trying to do this for us. And back then, I didn't even, when I first started like 5 to 7 years ago, those fresh new videos, I didn't know anything about him leaving me for a white woman. I had no clue. I had no clue. But I will stop calling her, you know, names too bad because I know it can hurt people's feelings. Some people can't handle hearing, those type of, I'll just say insults, really, you know. But I just felt like if you all just gave me a small window of time to throw some eggs at this lady, you know, and if the best I can come up with is fat, ugly, homewrecker, occasionally bitch or something, that's normal, y'all. For real, it is. This woman stole my husband and $900 a month for the rest of my life. She took the man of my dreams, the one that God sent me, promised me since before I was born. She don't understand my spiritual contract. She don't understand how well paired and we were. And 900 the $900 a month for the rest of my life is gone because of her. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he allowed it, you know. But with him allowing it means that I allowed it. We were twins, we were together. We were not ever supposed to be separated. So as he is allowing it, he forced me to allow it too. So I just wanted this little window of time to, throw some shade at a white woman who actually took $900 a month for the rest of my life. Don't y'all, come on now. I'm human, y'all. Come on. She's a white trash piece of hoe. Period. That was from next door. That's a song. Now see, we can have fun with my life. We can all get rich. They can get rich. All they got to do is start them a YouTube channel and address these issues with me. Let's get rich together. Let's get rich, bitch. Let's get rich, bitch, together. You stole my husband. White trash hoe from next door. What's your comeback? What's your beef? What's your beef, bitch? Come on. Get your YouTube channel together and let's go fence to fence. We were neighbors, right? So we got a fence between us. Let's go ahead and play some volleyball. What's funny is the woman he really loved actually is a volleyball player. And she was a neighbor and a volleyball player. Now he got you playing his game, boo. And you ain't even know, probably. And maybe you did know. He may have decided to be so honest with this woman. Everything that he didn't do with me, he may be doing it with her. Just like I did with him. Damn. When the tables turn. But it's somebody else at the head. When the tables turn and there's someone different at the head. So you're not even really reaping the correct consequences for real. Because as the table is turning, you know, the head of the previous table before it turned, you had a different set of good and bad with me, a different set of good and bad consequences with me. But the table turned and somebody else sitting there, and you really don't know what consequences is coming from the new head. You don't know until that shit start hitting you in the face, hitting your pockets, hitting your car, hitting everything, your house. You know, you just like, wow, until everything is gone, you don't realize that it's somebody at this table and I don't know them. And it's time for justice and balancing the scales, you know. So right now at my table, it's just me. Right now at my table, it's just me. And I have to deal with myself right now. Ain't no other head at the moment. There's no other head. Not at my table. Not at my house. I have children here that are learning Montessori, Montessori style. And that's funny too when it comes to Montessori. Oh, I'm saying it right this time, Montessori. Yeah, Montessori. I just want to use that T in there so bad. I just don't like leaving people out or letters. I don't like leaving letters out when I'm either enunciating or pronouncing words. I don't like leaving any letters out, but I know some are silent. I know. I just don't appreciate the silence of letters and words. I've always struggled with that. Even as a child, I hated it. But it's America, and if you don't submit, then you might not get a paycheck. You ain't gonna get paid. You're not gonna eat or something if you don't submit in America. So I disagree with silent letters my whole life, but in order to be considered a good reader or to get a full A+, you have to just be silent on some letters sometime. What the fuck? But whatever. I just have a different way of thinking. I just hated to have to submit to silent letters. I can't even attempt to pronounce that letter while I'm saying the word. All the other letters get recognition in a word. So I try to, just pronounce words in ways where each letter is at least, touched on some kind of way. Just try to be fair. I'm a team person. We're only as strong as the weakest person on the team, period. And there's a team from my daughter's past called the Heat. One day I'm going to go live and talk about that story. My daughter's team was considered the weakest link, but ended up leading the whole organization to nationals. Okay. But anyway, so um, different video. But right now, today, I recognize myself as a couples healer. Couples healer. I'm 55 years old. I've been married 2 times, divorced 2 times, and I've had other relationships. Those 2 legal marriages are among my 7 major relationships throughout my lifetime, throughout my entire life. I've had what I consider 7 major relationships. At first, I thought it was 8. At first, I thought it was 8. I thought pastor was number 8, which meant my last, like, ditch effort of a relationship, my lifetime. I thought I was doomed. Actually, I thought my husband, the last husband I had, I thought he was it. I really, really thought he was like the last man standing in my life. That's probably why I was trying to write it out. But I sincerely felt like there is no other man on this earth that could possibly understand me at all. I mean, like, it's not easy to understand me. And I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way or in the way that the, red pillars would um, use that phrase against me. You know, It's not easy to understand me. I know how they would take that, but I want to explain what I mean. The levels of me that everyone has: heart, mind, body, soul, basically. In all of those areas in my life, I require them to be full in order for me to show up in the world and give my best. I require I don't want to be dealing with people or having business arrangements with anyone if my cups are not full of my own right. Whether I'm rich or poor, that is irrelevant. Are my cups full? I want full cups, all four, when I show up in a relationship. I want all four of my cups full when I show up at a new job, when I show up at a new university or college to learn something new so I can take it and help the world. Everything I do to give back to the entire world. Now, that might not be why you are here. That may not be your purpose or calling, and that's fine. I'm not going to make you feel bad about that. I'm not going to put you down about that if you don't do it to me first. I know I'm different. I've known it from birth, and it's none of your business that God has chosen me to be one of the ones to change the entire world, not just my individual family. He didn't make me just for my own household only. He just didn't. He may have made you that way. He may have. And that's none of my business. For real, for real. But it's none of your business that I am here to serve everybody, whether I like them or not. I don't even have to like you. But if you need something from me and I know I am your assigned leader, I better do my job. I better treat you, the person I don't like, just as well as the person I love with everything I have. Otherwise, what kind of piss poor leader would I be? Just piss poor. And I ain't no piss poor woman. Never have been and never will be. Just piss poor. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There is value in urine. People get paid to inspect urine samples every day. People are paid to inspect poop samples every day. There are pooper scoopers in the world. So there's value even in our shit. So even being piss poor has value. I'm not even judging that. I'm just saying I ain't that. I'm not a billionaire either. Not yet. I'm not even a billionaire yet either. I have no desire to be piss poor, but I do have a desire to be a billionaire. But I'm neither one. I'm neither one. But I can decide which direction to move in. And there are people on this earth who want me to be piss poor. The more piss poor I am, the better they're doing. The moment and closer I am to my millions and billions, because I only do so well in thousandaire status. I have, you know, being a thousandaire has like ruined my life, really. There's not much for me to gain here. I have to move up to millionaire status. I mean, like, just to keep breathing, living, birthing. And my tubes have been tied since age 25. So I ain't even talking about birthing no natural kids, just birthing my cups, keeping them full. It requires birth long life education, long life experience to keep these cups full, my mind full, my heart full, keeping my body full, you know, full enough with just enough to keep all these areas going. These are like major departments in my life. My soul, the mind, body, heart. These are like four major departments in my life that I am in charge of. And I can't just let anybody, you know, be around. I can't. To keep my cups full, I don't, when you let your cups run out and be kicked over and stuff, any of them, you got to have four full cups at all times. You got to have a full house at all times. Otherwise, you're working against yourself. You're defeating yourself. You're letting others just run all over you. When you let your cups run empty and get kicked over, when you have no first line of defense, no second line, no third line of defense, you're just easy prey to be picked. Okay? So, getting back to being a couples healer, because I get all, off. I'm crazy, y'all. I'm crazy. So, tonight, I went out tonight. Okay? I haven't been out really since the cruise. For real, I haven't really done anything fun on my own, since the cruise and on many levels. First of all, it takes money. And so I'm just now kind of like recovering, making all bills are paid and stuff. That's very important. That's called first line defense. Bills are paid. But um yeah, so I realized that throughout my life, I've had an attraction to being married. And not just limited to legal either. You'll have to remember I'm not that type of believer. I don't really identify as Christian or any other religion. I'm just believer. One of those whosoever's out there. I'm a whosoever believeth. I keep on believing. I keep on learning and searching. And something about that book of John, the book of love, just whew. Even if that kind of love don't exist for me in the physical realm, that kind of love, the fact that it exists in the spiritual realm, and I can hear it and feel it in the spiritual realm, it's like that type of love language, spiritual love language, keeps all my cups full some kind of way. It's weird. And it directs and guides me to who to tap into for resources. For me, I have always been drawn to twinship, coupleship, but not limited to that. I believe in supporting staff. You gotta have staff to always keep the king looking good. You gotta have staff to always keep the queen looking good, ready and presentable for marriage. You have to have team players and members to keep a couple together. But we live in a world that is always trying to divide couples. And when you divide couples, you're dividing families, you're dividing nations, you're creating wars, people calling each other names. They don't normally do that. People crying when they don't normally do that. People are just so severely depressed when they don't normally act like that. It's not their job description. It's not written in their contract normally. Not normally. So my contract was altered. There was not supposed to be a secret marriage. It wasn't supposed to be a secret marriage because we had an open policy, kind of like these open borders of America. But just because there's open borders in America doesn't mean that citizens, residents, originals should suffer. I just don't feel like I should suffer because we have open borders or immigrants here. I shouldn't have to suffer at all. They should be here to serve us. They should be here to help us stay together. They should be here to keep the parties together. The blue and the red, the Republicans and the Democrats. They should be here to hold us up. They should be here to keep us united, not divided. And we should be treating our help better. You know, I mean, if we're going to be helping immigrants, why we got to be sneaking them in and feeding them and giving them all these benefits on the low? And then when we do find out, it just blow up in our face and we getting all these crazy details. We Americans, at least I didn't. I did not know we had these many people in our country. I don't have a problem with it, but why couldn't I have been asked first? Why did I have to start building up walls and stuff and compete with people that I don't even know? To this day, I've never met people that are getting away with $900 a month of my money that I had set up for a lifetime. Most High had set it up. It wasn't even about me, for real, for real. Shoot. Most High, this was his thing, his contract. And sometimes kings get weak. Sometimes queens get weak. Heavy is the crown, you know? It's not an easy job. And people think that they can just, peek through the windows, look across the yard, the fence, or whatever the hell they be climbing over. And they think they can look at your life for one little season. Out of many, many years, they peeking over for, a few months or a year, and they gonna judge the whole thing and think they got the right to destroy some shit? What? Really? Well, Heffa, where were you? Where were you when it was hard, hard, hard? Where were you when he was going after my daughter's girlfriend? Where were you? I had to endure that shit. Just like I had to endure you sneaking up and walking away with $900 a month. I had to endure this, lady. You laughing, thinking you won some shit. Yeah, you did. You won, all right. Yes, you won. Thank you for winning. Thank you. Thank you. And some people may say, and I did get a comment saying, you just hateful. I hear all that hate. Well, okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 said there is a time for hate, baby. And if you can't hate when someone steals $900 a month from you, from your retirement for the rest of your life, if I can't hate that, then what the hell is there to hate about then? I don't hate for no other reason but being stolen from. I don't hate her for loving him. I don't hate her for loving him. I want my husband to be loved. That's why I opened the marriage so he can just come clean. I ain't need to open it for me. I didn't need nobody else. I didn't even want nobody else. And I'm done because of what y'all did. I'm just done. Y'all fucked it up. Not so much fucked it up for me per se, but I'm not going to waste my twin energy with any more people anymore. I'm not. But I'm willing to help other twins. I'm willing to help other twins keep it going. Just because I don't have the energy, another 32 years to waste with people, just because I am not willing to waste any more years with low pay. It's just a low paying job. It just pay too low. You just get dumped and laughed at and mocked at the end. Unnecessary. I tried to bring some dignity to the situation, some grace, some professionalism. Hey, we're doctor and doctor, and we're polyandry. We're poly. You know what I mean? Put some professionalism to at least there's a whole, you know, relationship lifestyle that, gives it, you know, some credibility at least. You just not some cheating ass husband. You're not just some creep who lured me into a polyamorous situation anyway and won't even admit it. But I know how to analyze shit and describe it and give you a report and some recommendations. It's called organizational dynamics. I don't know. I know how to enter any situation, break the shit down, tell you what it's about. So I'm breaking it down like a pound in the hood, basically, and give you a comprehensive analysis. I've written dissertations more times than I needed to. They had me jump through so many unnecessary hoops and still didn't give me all what was due. Even at the collegiate level, they robbed me. But before they could, I said, fuck you first. I'd rather leave your program before you just humiliate me. Take all my money and then humiliate me. Take all my money, then humiliate me. I'd rather leave you first, university. And then I had my husband leave too. You ain't gonna milk my husband either. Because I believe in treating people as well as myself, even if it's my enemy. My enemy has a role in my life. They're contracted. I'm not gonna let nobody treat my enemies bad either. Without my enemy, I wouldn't have a reason to hate. Obviously, hate is written in our contracts somewhere. Even if you spend the majority of your life loving to no end unconditionally, if you got a little clause, hate clause in your old contract, you're going to have to experience some hate. So finally, I have to hate somebody on. And it's over $900 a month. Ain't that stupid? It ain't even because she loved my husband. I want him to have love. I don't want to be changing his diapers. I don't. I got my own diapers to change. That's plenty. I only weigh 100 pounds. As long as I keep eating free and don't overindulge. Sometimes, maybe once a month, I may go to Red Lobster or, Outback or J. Alexander's if I'm really feeling good, or, you know, the Capitol Grill if I'm really, really feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I know how to treat myself. I know how to just go on a little princess dinner boat with my grandkids if I need to get on the water. Or I know how to go on a whole Royal Caribbean cruise. So I know how to, live in the hood and live in the suburbs too. I have lived in the projects. I have slept in my car when my husband was dumping me for this woman. I ended up having to sleep in the car for, about a good week. I mean, not like forever, guys, but I'm just saying I still end up there as my husband was, getting his new love on me. I had to end up homeless for him to get to this woman. So if I can't express just a little bit of hate on my channel, you're being treated that dirty, well, then this is the wrong channel for you. Over here, we acknowledge our love, we acknowledge our hate. It's in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm a hood girl. I'm a hood preacher. We do not say these words right in the Bible. Okay. I got a PhD and I still reserve the right to read hood style because the people I serve is in the hood. How I'm gonna be sitting up in the hood preaching to hood people using PhD language? That makes no sense. Now, every once in a while, I break out into it because the people like to hear it and they laugh. I get all in my PhD mode right at church, and they laugh. They hear it come out. They think it's cute. Hell, who don't want their kid to go get one? Every black person in this country want their kid to get what they think is the best. So no matter what my kids act like, look like, I'm gonna get a bus a bath, comb their hair, put the best clothes we got on that day that's clean, and send their butts out into the world. Who don't do that? Who don't do that? So back to couples. I don't have the patience anymore to, develop my own twin flame journey. I don't have the patience anymore to develop my own. But I don't mind getting involved with couples that need help. I don't mind. They know that they are dating other people. They know this. They have an understanding. I'm just here as support. Hagar was just snapped right on into that marriage, and it was perfectly okay. Even when Hagar was trying to leave, Most High Himself sent an angel or whoever to tell that woman to do what, y'all? Take her ass back. Okay? That heifer had to go back home. Can you imagine how humiliated and embarrassed she felt when God tell you to take your ass back after you done left? That's one ass dragging experience. And then what about the person who, Sarah? She's standing there like, I thought that bitch left. I thought I got rid of her. I don't even like her. She don't like me. Why is she here? She got to come back. What the hell? So when Miss Most High tell you to do some off the wall shit like that, people are gonna just talk about you and talk about you and talk about you. But all you have to do is go to that Bible and read about 100 stories of women who endured the same shit. And these women were called women of faith and they were strong but in the real world, we called stupid and weak and we just left broke. And the other women end up with all the money, the nicer cars, the nicer houses. And the women who are actually doing what the Bible say were mocked and laughed at and left broken. And people just throw it in our face forever. Don't even want to help us. They stop helping us, say you crazy, you stupid, you deserve it. People like to sit around, stand around, and laugh and mock the people that are trying the hardest, doing the best, doing more right than most. So, as y'all know, recently there was a couple that I had a chance to chat with from, like 8 years ago. But for whatever reason, I feel like I'm not healed enough to be with such an amazing couple. I mean, to me, they're like an expert in the lifestyle that I saw for me and my husband. What I saw for me and my husband, these people are living it. And they're not even believers. They don't even believe in church or God and all this kind of stuff. They're not even believers. But they live the most honest life I've ever seen a married couple live. And they're not even in the church, y'all. To me, they are. To me, they are believers. They are in the church. If they want to love me, if they have compassion for me, they're believers and don't even know. And that's just even more beautiful to be a virgin believer to the point where you don't even recognize you believe. You don't even recognize you a believer. Other people feel your belief, feel the love and honesty that you just naturally carry before you even know what it is. I have found a couple stream. They're so beautiful as a couple to me that I know my life is not even good enough to be in their presence yet. I desire to one day. And they're kind enough to say they're not holding my lack of development against me. They're not holding this moment in time against me. I deserve to be my best when I get to them, if I make it. I recognize that I may not even make it, y'all. And I'm okay with it. Some other queen may have had the support in her life, enough love in her life from the people around her to push her up that high. I just don't have it yet. I got work to do. And because I'm honest with myself and I'm not willing to cheat the system, I decided to go out tonight. And I went to a place that fits me, even though I know I deserve so much better and so much more. Well, the people that were responsible for me, that were my leaders, cheated me in life. You know, I have a natural family that don't really share a lot. It's like I come from the kind of family you have to work your ass off and then you don't get your inheritance until somebody die. Well, that's not how I'm raising my kids. Mm-mm. I'd rather pretty much give my kids everything they need while I'm alive and enjoy it with them and teach them and train them how to maintain it and preserve it. And then when I'm dead, they just know how to keep it going, even if I don't have much to leave them. I gave them already. I'd rather give my kids everything and watch them enjoy it and learn how to maintain it, even at the risk of them losing it. I'd rather risk my kids learning with the risk of losing than for me to be gone and they don't have a clue of what to do because I'll hoard it. That's like hoarding. I don't understand. So I'm giving my kids everything now. Everything now. Otherwise, what am I doing? Well, mm. So anyway, I just decided to live my life differently. And it came with a lot of sacrifice and it comes with living alone. Living alone ain't got nothing to do with some man not wanting me. I had two husbands I was not their type. I was not their type. I was not their preference. Both of my husbands that are black men have always wanted white women. Always, 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 always. And they still married me and had sex with me and wanted kids with me, all that. And that I wasn't even their preference. Always knew I wouldn't be. It's just not that popular in America for black women to be preferred even by their own. There is no black woman here that, is clueless to that. So we have to buffer our lives for that. It's sad that we have to buffer our life for our own men to not want us, just naturally not want us. They say they have a preference to other people to the point where they naturally discard us. It's just natural to throw us away and put all of their energy and effort somewhere else with a smile on their face and just as peaceful. And they don't mind the course of their natural state. The other half of them is dead. They act like it don't matter. And they plant their seed in a whole nother nation, just giving it's like they're giving 100% offering instead of the 10%. Instead of giving 10% into that system, the preference system, black men give 100% instead of 10%. But anyway, I decided to go out last night for a couple hours, just break up my routine. The last time I went out, decided to just break up my routine and go out with a familiar person. That person put their hand over my mouth. I talk too much. I don't have enough people to talk to. So when I do have a chance to talk, I go for it. So, I mean, but it's still wrong for a grown up to put their hand over the mouth of another grown up that they are not paying bills for. This man don't pay no bills in my world. You have zero authority to do anything with me. Zero authority. So I just paid my own bill and left. He normally would pay the bill, but you're silencing me. I can't be silenced, boo. Not over a plate of food. I eat free. And I weigh 100 pounds. I do handstands, cartwheels at Liberty. Your dinner, which was a weird setup, I didn't know some other woman was going to be at dinner with us. I didn't know going in. So your dinner was more expensive than I could afford anyway. I'd rather pay my own bill, because Him paying my bill was just too expensive on the back end. On the front end, what, $15, $20 for that meal. On the back end, you trying to triangulate me. You trying to silence me. You trying to make me competitive with your ex-wife, this new woman, strange woman. I saw that play. Boo boo. Go back to Jamaica with that bullshit. This is America. Both my husbands tried to do that shit. I knock it out the air. So, yeah, I've been played since I was a child. Sexed up for free and discarded. My family did it to me. You think y'all gonna be able to get away with that for free out here in the world? No, nah. Comes with a price. Big ticket. So I meet this couple. Well, wait, hold up. It's not, well, it's a couple. It's a couple. So I meet this couple tonight. They're separated. They broke up, but they're connected by a child. So you're never really broke up when you have a blood child. When you have blood children, you're joint to the hip for the rest of your life. Whether you get along or not, talk to each other or not, you're joint to the hip. Whether you're in love or not, all that's irrelevant. You have a child. So here's a man that is at a bar with his ex and her new lover. It's been several months. He hasn't found anyone new. It's been several months. He has found, he cannot find anyone yet. Anyone that's worth it, guys. Anyone can find someone now. He can go out on the corner and get a prostitute, any sugar baby for $20. You can get any 20-year-old in America, 19-year-old, 18-year-old, broken girl, give her $20 once a week, and you got a dick sucker for the rest of your life. Okay, everybody know this. This is nothing new. You can go and get any woman that's just fresh out of a relationship, her husband, do the same play, use her up, put her and the kids out. Any guy can, there are guys that's riding around town. I've seen men ride around their pickup trucks looking for broken women. That's their job, riding around town looking for broken women. They know they can give her the bare minimum and she'll just suck it up because she need it. She's been abandoned. She need free food. She'll eat anything. She'll take anything. She'll endure anything because she's so desperate. And obviously nobody in her life wants her. If she just bust down, broke down, nobody else want her, I can just wipe my feet on her. And she gonna love it. Yeah, I've seen men do it. Ride around town in little trucks. They beat up cars. Oh, it can be some old beat down cars, y'all. These bros is still out there looking in them streets for broke down women. I was one of those women. When my husband was done with me, he didn't care where I ended up. He actually came to see, actually. And I saw the pleasure in his face of me living in the projects, seeing the kind of men that he thought I was exposing myself to. I saw how content he was. And then when he filed divorce, act like he didn't know my address. But I was so broke and dependent on him, I couldn't even have the apartment without him. He had to sign for me to get the apartment. I couldn't even have that apartment without him. But yeah, when it was time to file for divorce, he acted like he didn't know where I lived, just somewhere in Florida. He had already been there. He signed the paperwork for me to get the apartment. So, what? See how people try to play in your face? I just, Most High let you know when to be quiet, and He let you know when to speak up. So I had to endure 20, mostly 25 years of just shutting up and letting him get away with all his dirt. But I was taking notes, sending emails. Most High told me what to do. And now I have a platform, and now He's telling me what to say at liberty. He's like, girl, just let it rip. You are covered. I was quiet when I needed to be quiet, y'all. So that's why, I have to ignore the comments where people like me just shut up. You a woman, be quiet, be silent. I was quiet for 25 years. He married the homewrecker, the other woman, y'all. I have the right to speak now. Most High is giving it to me, even though it's hard to hear. This is hard to hear. But Most High silenced me for many, many, many years. I played the silent role. Even in the Bible, in Ecclesiastes, there's a time to what? Be silent and a time to speak. That's for men and women. That's not a gender role. Anyone can play a silent role. Anyone can play a speaking role. Until my husband legally married his homewrecker, I couldn't say nothing. I was silenced. I had to look crazy, act crazy. I had to be crazy. I had to attempt to die. I had to throw up all kind of flags, but there was no one to save me. People chose to mock me, laugh at me, and look at how happy he was. I can't tell you how many people were happy for him and congratulated him, knowing that he was leaving me all broken and disgusted to run off to be with another woman. After I served him, people saw what he put me through and still cheered him on while he was doing wrong. So I'm at the bar, and this man is sitting there, and his only entertainment in his life right now is watching his ex, which they're not even legally married. They have a child together, but they're not legally married. So even without the law, this man is stuck with her forever without the law. He's just naturally bound to this woman, naturally bound. No law needed. Their bind is everlasting through their child, their offspring and offspring. Offspring supersede laws, guys. Offspring, children. Your natural children supersede the law. So my natural children, I know it's hard to hear it, will always come before legal ones, especially when men are leaving me for other women broke and disgusted. I have to naturally care for my two daughters and 8 grandchildren, share free food with them before I can take on any other woman's kids. I'm sorry. My kids come before any other woman's kids, especially when the legal children's father treated me and my daughter so dirty and turned their minds against Black people in general. And they will never understand. They will not understand. They benefit too much in the white world to understand what the Black women that they grew up with are going through. They will never understand how I feel, even though I raised them and fed them, gave them more than I could afford. I gave them more than I had, but they will never understand. They will never honor it. They will never give me my flowers. Never. Because their daddy didn't raise them to be that way. He raised them to not appreciate what I did. He don't even tell them. He don't even tell them what I did. What I did for my adopted sons go unsaid. It went unhonored. They don't even know. So I had to let them go with him, his money. I couldn't let them look at me with disgust in their face and then be asking me for money every week. I couldn't let them do that. I had to let my daughters know we have to draw a line when it comes to the men that we raise and love. We can't let them use us and abuse us and take our resources too. I have to draw the line so my daughters wouldn't end up like that too. I have to be their leader. I have to be their example. Don't let a man just bust you down and walk away and blame it all on you. And everybody laughing and mocking. I had to show my daughters when everybody else run off and leave you, including this man too. I'm right here. I must let you sip from my cups. I'm keeping my cups full enough to let my two daughters and my 8 grandkids sip from them. My cup of love, my mental space, my body. I go get food, free food. I go give it to them too. Whether they can get their own food or not, I don't care. My spirit, you know, when I learn stuff, experience things, I share it with them. I don't have no secrets. I can't afford to be secret with my kids. I can't afford it. They have to know everything. But I feed it to them in doses that's appropriate to their age and stage. But we live in a time now where everybody is saying and doing everything. So I'm just putting it out there, even for the youngest. My 6-year-old grandson, bless his heart, said the other day, he's playing a video game. He said, I'm going to fight him like a man. I was like, whoa, my Lord. He's 6-year-old and he playing video games and he feel like he got to fight like a man. I wanted to ask him so bad, what is that like? But I just let him have that moment. Whatever fighting like a man feel like when you're 6, my Lord. Maybe I just need to watch and try to understand without even, he may not even have the words for it, but he had to get that out. He had to express the energy. He had to let me know that he's not where he want to be. And it's going to take some work to get there. So I'm looking at this man and I'm like, it was like looking at myself, you know. It's not that I can't meet nobody. I've had a couple of, dealings. I won't say like relationships, but a couple of dealings, since hubby left. So I wouldn't just be utterly alone, utterly. But I've chosen for the past 2 years to just keep my body to myself, keep my heart to myself, keep my mind to myself, keep my spirit to myself, keep my ideas to myself. Because I noticed that a lot of these men want me around for my ideas. They take my business ideas and run with them, but won't commit to me. won't pay me. They take my ideas, run with it, and won't pay me. Let the next woman benefit. I said, well, I'm tired of that. I'm too old to keep going through that. Because the more times I go through that, the less I'm leaving for my children. The more I let relationships do that to me, I'm depleting my children's resources, my grandchildren's resources. That's less houses, less money that I'm leaving for my grandchildren. So I cannot afford to legally marry and lose anything out of my cups. I can't afford. It's such a gamble in this country. Two men can legally marry. The home record can just, with a decision, blink of an eye, lift of a window, walk away with $900 a month. So with that being said, legal marriage is too expensive for most people. It's just too expensive. Not for the reasons y'all think. It ain't got nothing to do with no cooking and cleaning. Nobody. It's the law of the land. Too relaxed, too open. The law of the land is like open borders, a direct attack on families. So I see the writing on the wall. Until the laws line more up with its original contracts, like the Bible and stuff, we're all going to be broke in the end. So if there are couples out there, whether they're legally married or not, that have children, these kids still got to be raised. So here's a man sitting in a bar in the same situation as I am. We're left behind with children. He's raising their child while she's off with the next man. I'm like, I don't want to be in this situation, and I don't want to put nobody in this situation. I chose to stay, even though my husband didn't want me, to make sure my adopted sons both reach age 18. That was the agreement. And to honor that agreement, I went and sought a lawyer. I contact legal aid and sought a lawyer at the exact year promised. I followed through. But because they went against me and chose for that same adopted child to go to college behind my back, that's another video, another story. I got caught up for another 3 years in that marriage. I had to, but during that time, he was getting another whole wife on me. He gained a whole wife on the extra 3 years he drugged me through mud, turning everybody against me, making it look like I'm crazy. I'm causing him to have to leave me for another woman. No, sir, you just wasn't committed to the family. And you wanted to try to make yourself look like some good Christian man who just happened to marry a rotten apple. No, it wasn't that simple. It's just not that simple. So here's this man in a bar. The only thing he can do at this point in his life is raise their child and watch her be with this man that she can't even afford. She can't even afford to be with this man. But he has to watch this shit. And the best way to keep an eye on his baby mama is to just, hang out with her. Keep an eye on this man. Make sure he don't, hurt his baby mama. I listened to his story. He listened to mine. We have a common story. Now, I know he loved this woman. He don't want her to be gone. He loved his daughter. So I am not going to take advantage of him. I know right now today, he and I will never be together. But I am willing to be his friend. I am willing to love him. I'm willing to heal him so that when this woman who is making a mistake come to her senses, they're both ready and I'll move out of the way. He loved her. He's just lonely. He just needs some intimacy, somebody to dance with him, somebody to touch him. My husband and I went through this. We went through this. We went through this. And because I went through it, instead of me keep going through it and keep going through it and keep, breaking myself down more and more and more, I'd rather keep myself full, keep my cups full this time and help another couple get through an awkward time. She is the second woman this man has ever been with. He was legally married for 18 years the first time, raised a daughter with that marriage. And now he's in this new contract. Their daughter is 15. So now, he got to see this set of daughter and mother team through. You know, I want to help him. I want to help him. She actually came over and introduced herself and her new lover and everything. She was probably shocked that somebody actually was talking to him. Okay, so let me describe how I come there. I didn't know these people. I don't know these people. And they white people, y'all. They white. They're white people, and I don't care about that. I don't care about white, black, Puerto Rican. Everybody just freaking, right? I don't care about that. I just care about how people treat each other. I've had some black women treat me bad, and them black heifers. I talk about black women too. We really go off on each other. Yeah. You don't think I know how to put some words on a sister? You know? Yeah. So this white woman ain't special where I can't. She stole my husband and $900 a month, and I can't even call her a home wrecking hoe. Y'all, y'all delusional, not me. Shoot, people get cussed out for a lot less. People get shot for a lot less. I'm just saying. And people getting their pennies in a crunch because I'm seeing a few little hateful words on the internet. Well, this lady caused a lot of damage in my life, but not enough where I give up. Not enough where I give up. I'm not giving up. I'm just switching gears, switching gears. And so I just know that this couple just needs some balance. You know, she don't want to see him hurting. She don't want to see him hurting, but she need to grow in some area in her life, and their relationship cannot give her what she needs. Like right now, whatever she's going through, their relationship is not giving him what he needs. He let me know I love her and I love my daughter, but I need someone to love me too. She's with this man, but not with him. He wants to share her. I mean, he don't wanna share her, but he's willing to keep them. But her new relationship is not allowing her to be able to have both right now. For whatever reason, I don't care about all that, but right now today, he loved her enough to be there on their worst day. But he also know that he's a man. And he says, "I don't like being alone. I don't like being alone." And I said, "Yeah, I know my husband felt the same way." But he would not do what I needed to stay either. So I think that's where I come in to help him see what he is not willing to do. What is it that he is not willing to do? And it's causing her to shut down sex and go be with somebody else. I mean, like, not just for an agreeable month or two. This has been almost a year now, and he has not moved on yet. So here I come pulling up in the parking lot in my little hoopty. Okay. I got a hood hoopty, y'all. Hey, loving black men end up riding some hoopty sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to offend nobody, but I'm just, keeping it real. It's my story, my experience. If I wasn't living it, I wouldn't be able to speak it. So, hey. So I come in, I pull up in my hoopty. I claim my seat at the bar. I decided, okay, don't sit away from everybody like I normally do. I usually come in acting like some type of celebrity with a security team, keeping everybody away, but that's how I like to, show up at a place. But even though all that stuff is not happening, but to me it is when I show up in a place. I go in the way I want to be seen, even if it's not real, until it happens. I'm making it happen in my mind, in my life. Anyway, so I go in, I claim my seat, take a few sips from my drink, and I hit the dance floor. And I danced like I was at an Avondale recital. Took up all the floor. When I dance, I use up the whole flow. Okay. I was twirling and, I just let it rip. How Josiah on the cruise said, the young guy that wrote me the song, and I still got to do that. I know I haven't forgotten. I'm going to do that. Just make a video reciting his song, the lyrics. So cute. He said, "You dance like there is no one watching." That's how I live my entire life. I just live my life like there's no one watching. I just do it. But then I like to explain myself because I'm a teacher. I like to explain every turn, every twirl, every dip, every kick, every lift, every flip. You know, I like to explain my movements. I like to explain my decisions. Some people don't like to. Some people don't want to explain anything about themselves. They just want to come here like a silent letter. Well, I'm a high note. I'm a high note. I live my life big, loud, proud, whether I'm good or bad. You know, it's all me, unapologetically. My advice to people is if you can't stand the heat of my life, then just stay in your own life. avoid my light if you can. It's not easy. I try to keep my cups full. Why? Because I don't want to owe no man. I don't want to owe nobody. I don't want to steal from nobody. I don't want nobody stealing from me. I don't want to be mad at nobody. I don't want to be nobody mad at me. I don't care what people say. I don't care what people do for the most part. A lot of people didn't slept with my men in my life, whether they were my legal husband or not. Most of my friends have slept with my man. Most of my friends. But I didn't get upset. I just let them know I appreciate it. We, some cases, just stay friends. In some cases, some hoes it's just too trifling to stay friends with. Some people go way overboard with that. And this woman here is one. She caused him to divorce me and marry her and take $900 a month with her. And that's enough to piss somebody off. And you can talk about me if you want to. You may have to answer the Most High because He, trust me, the people in my life, I was such a doormat. They're surprised I'm up here saying anything. So that's how I know it's Most High because this is out of character. As lively as I am and a show person and I am and all the, stuff, the average person know that I am very timid. The person that know me. People that don't know me, not sure. But just because I have a soft, timid, doormat, unconditional love side of me, that don't mean that I won't kill you though. That's the part that people don't understand. But I may not use my own bare hands. I may not. It's the energy in my life. It's my spiritual team. It's my ancestors. It's a lot of killers and murderers and stuff in my bloodline and in my spiritual life. A lot of, I don't know, just evil people, drug dealers and, you know, murderers and, I don't- you know, just, I don't know. I don't know why. I personally don't do this stuff, y'all. It's just the people in my life do, if that makes sense. So, I attract interesting people. I do. I do. I know that. I know it's weird for me to even be in a bar environment where this kind of stuff is going on. Well, church can happen anywhere. Church can happen at the actual church building where the pastor is sleeping around with most of the women at the church, low key. But it ain't that low key for real. These women know why they there, and the pastor know why they there. The pastor's wife know why they there. And some of these women ain't even women. Some of them are men too. That's what's going on. And then some pastors are brave enough to step outside the building and at least set up a church in a parking lot somewhere and have services out there. And some pastors will actually go into a bar, go into a diddy party, go some damn other place. You go to where the people are sometimes. When the people are not coming to church, then you have to like not so much close the building up per se. Then you got to go out in the field and get these people. These people be in bars. These people be in other people's beds. These people are working too hard, not getting paid enough, stealing each other's husbands and wives. These are the last days like Noah's last days. The last days like Lot's last days. But it's not theirs anymore. They had theirs. These are our last days. And our offspring are going to have their last days too one day. So, how you're dealing with your last days, your kids and grandkids is looking at you because their last day is going to come one day too. So, I'm trying to show my grandkids, hey, in my last days, when things was getting all buck wild, I still wanted to make sure we had a house. I still wanted to make sure, you know, y'all understood the workplace, how to work the workplace and don't let the workplace work you to no end. You know, in the last days when things got all buck wild, everybody was ditching each other and cheating on each other and stabbing each other in the back and doing all this crazy stuff. I made sure we ate. We had somewhere to live. Even on my wild days, I was making sure. And now they see that very, very few people did that. I'm one of the last ones standing, making sure that even during the storms, which I call about buck wild days, I call Noah days and Lot days, and you know, but there are days right now, and their days are coming. And the work we put in now to build resources and, uh, uh, you know, some type of landing pad for our kids, the better. They won't have to suffer as hard as we do because we already know what they're about to go through. Why wouldn't we prepare our kids for what we've already gone through? Because of thieves. That's why. Yeah, they're usually called step parents and preferences and stuff like that. These people come to steal $900 a month in my case. A whole husband who could cook and clean. My husband could cook and clean and had some money. And the women that were attracted to him were beautiful. So if I got to be dealing with other women, thank the Lord, throughout my marriage, all these women, beautiful black women that we were surrounded by beautiful black women most of the time. What is there to complain about? I was looking good. Hey, when we go on vacation, some of these women were there, not because of us, but because they were considered family and stuff. That's just how he played his hand. I know how to play. I know how to play to win. Once I'm on your team, I'm not gonna work against you. It just don't make sense. It's called biting the hand and feed you. Why do that? As long as I'm eating right, my hair was getting combed. My kids' hair was getting combed. We eating, living nice. The women are beautiful, educated. And then he bust this move. I don't know about these other women. Maybe they're not scratching their head, but I'm scratching mine and calling his ass out. Does it make us all look bad, whether they realize and could accept it on their end or not? This was a foul play and it make us all look bad. Everybody look bad on this one. On my worst day as a wife with him, we all still look damn good. Come on. On my worst day as a wife, as a family whole, we still was winning. We as a family was still winning. Can't nobody say different. You can't. And I got the receipts. Let's go head to head, toe to toe with receipts and proof, medical records, all of that. I'm talking medical records, evidence. I'm fully loaded, ready to prove my case that they are just flat out wrong for how they treated me. It just wasn't necessary. So I'm at this bar, and I don't ever intend to be overly involved with this man because clearly see that he's lonely. He's alone and lonely. I mean, if there's two, people, make a difference between the two, there's a difference, but I think he's both. And if it takes me meeting him at this bar on a regular basis to have someone to dance with, he don't like to dance or don't feel like he can or whatever. I said, look, I give you a couple of basic pointers and I got the rest, baby, and you will look good. I'm good at making anybody look good. I'm good at making any damn body look good. Okay. So you gonna get through this with your wife because I'm on y'all team. I'm on his daughter's team. She 15. She got to get through. She's my grandson's age. His daughter got to get through a few more years of her mother's humiliation. But right now, because of how her dad is handling it, his daughter just feel like mom's going through something and they love her and they're going to be there for her. I'm like, that is so, what a beautiful gift to give his daughter. I love you and your mother so much. I will let her go be with her lover and also make sure she's safe. Because it ain't always safe in these bars with these men, you know? But he's her husband. I mean, I know they're not legally married, but they got a daughter, a 15-year-old daughter. That's her husband. So her husband loved her enough to be there. And my husband was, doing that for me, but it wasn't it he was doing it so he could leave me. He was doing it, so we could honor that commitment to raise those adopted kids. Because my daughters were already grown and gone. My daughters were already grown and gone. And he and I stuck around so that the adopted boys could get grown, but he decided to just break me down and leave me all broken. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that because he wasn't caring for me out of compassion. He was doing it because he didn't want to raise those boys by himself. And he hated me the whole time and couldn't wait to break me down and piss on me and walk away because he felt like I was humiliating him. We're legally married and I'm doing what it looks like I'm doing whatever I want to do. No, we're in this misery together and we're going to get through it together. But he wanted to end it his way. And I had to just let him. Why not? I'm bound here anyway until the boys are grown. You make all the money. I'm having suicide attempts after suicide attempts and you're not even taking off work because you want your sugar baby. You want your secret white woman. You want everything. All the houses, all the cars, all the family, all the friends. You want everybody praising you or everybody laughing at me and watching me just slide off and die like I deserve it by myself. So here's this man going through the same thing. And he happened to be a white man. I don't care what color this man is, y'all. I'm going to be his friend. I'm going to keep meeting this man at this bar. I'm going to dance for him. I was the only person dancing for about a whole hour, at least an hour straight. I danced and danced like I was on a cruise. I danced and danced like I was 4 years old again. I danced and danced like I was on stage again, y'all. I'm used to doing, you know, annual recitals and dancing for famous poets and on TV, makeup, costumes, jewelry. I'm used to this. This is my life. And he tried to take all that away. He tried to shut off all the lights on me. He tried to close the building. He fired me. And I said, okay, I'm just going to open up another shop, and turn on another light. You know, you don't want me, but I do. I want me. I want me. I want me. And here is a man who's being treated like I was just treated. And I'm not going to have sex with this man. I'm not going to exploit this man. I'm going to hold his hand until he get his wife and daughter back. I'm going to dance with him at his pace. I'm going to teach him 2 steps. You do these 2 steps and you're going to get your wife back. I didn't need to meet her last night. He kept pointing. He wanted me to see her so bad. He kept pointing. That's my wife. Well, he used the word wife. He made it clear. It's not legal. I said, well, that's still your wife. I don't care what the law say. That's your 2 men can get married. That's your wife. Boo. Shit. So your wife over there with another man. I don't need to see that shit. I'm looking at you. You all I see. I don't want to look at your wife and that man over there. But she made it her business. She made it her business to come over to me and introduce herself. For the record, guys, he's a little petite man around my size. He's a fun size white man, but a decent body. Decent body around my age, has his own business. I love men that are business owners, for the record. I don't care if you own a poop and scooping company. If you own some shit, if you own a tennis shoe company, I don't care what you got. I don't even care what your revenue is. You are an entrepreneur and you're going after your dream. I like that. So I don't know how much this man make. It don't even matter. He's a business owner. He is taking care of his daughter. He loved his baby mama to the point where he's willing to follow her around the bars to make sure she's safe. I like men like that. I do. So maybe other women don't, but I do. I like a committed man. Committed no matter how hard it is. Because how else can you be military? He was military too. That's how he can do this. That's how he can do this. He was military. Oh. I mean, like, men every day are out in other countries, quote unquote, fighting for our country. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the women and children are back here doing, no matter what other men are back here doing, they're out there doing a job because of their commitment. So I do better with military men than even corporate men. Now, if you're a military corporate man, oh my, and I've met a couple of those in college. When I was getting my PhD, there were a lot of men, well, more white men, of course, at that level. Um, they were military and getting PhDs. I was like, hot diggity dog. I wonder if that one guy still following me. There was this one guy, he was captain something, getting a PhD with me. He was among my group. And I bet he probably still keep up with me, you know. But anyway, a man like that, I don't need a man like that at this point in my life. When I was younger, men like that attracted me because I like to grow with them. I like to grow with a man. I like for him to make like 20 grand right now and then become a millionaire with me later. That's just how I am. I'm a builder. So once you get to a certain point, if you're not treating me equally, then I'm done with you because I'd rather go and build some more. you know. But I don't want to build anymore. I'm done being, you know, Barbara the builder. I'm done with her. Okay. But I'd rather be a healer, a maintainer. This man loved this woman. But just for the record, I want to just point it out, guys. He's petite, fun size like me. She's taller than him. and she fat. A fat white lady, how funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just fat white lady season. Y'all, hey, hey, maybe we need to give y'all some honor where's due. Y'all winning. Y'all winning right now. I ain't mad. Hey, the winners are the winners. Women are women. So, but I'm just all about playing fair. That's just me. So in this case, I sincerely see that, you know, he just don't see himself. And he's feeling all victimized. And she's just, exploring becoming independent. And it's gonna take a process. It's gonna take a process. And it's gonna take not sleeping with him. It's gonna take trusting him to raise their daughter. It's gonna take being with a man that doesn't pay for everything. You know, she's gonna have to be with a man that she consider quote unquote less than her. That's gonna force her to hustle her ass. A man that's paying for everything. How do you? There's no way to be independent when a man is paying for everything, and trying to keep you from being independent. Now, if he's paying for everything and helping you to be independent, that's one thing. But if he's working against your independence by paying for everything and not doing anything to set you up, he wants you to become independent from the mud. That don't work in marriage. You know, she spent 15 years with you, and you expect for her to run out there and start from scratch. You got your business doing well. Yeah, you got the daughter because, yeah, you got the money. But in order for her to catch up with you would have to set her up like you, like a twin, because she invested into where you at. So my ex should have set me up equivalent to him. How else? It's not fair after 25 years to have to start from scratch. There was no investment in me. All the investment went in him to the point where he could just go be happy with somebody else, like bam. And I have to start all the way over, all the way after 25 years. How is that fair? And the kids are doing better than me. I got to start over from under the kids. I'm starting from under the kids I raised. Make that make sense, guys. So here's this man that I can relate to. I have compassion for him. I have compassion for his wife. I have compassion for his daughter too. The only person I don't really have compassion for is her lover because he's really getting over. But again, we see the game being played, and he was surprised that I didn't accuse him of cheating. He didn't say these words, but you could see it in his face. I didn't say, well, you must have cheated first, or you must have, no. No, 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 no. I've lived this already, y'all. I've lived this. He don't have to say nothing. I just came out of this situation. He's just living the life that I came out of. Either he's going to ditch her when she's most vulnerable and trying to discover who she is and blame her for being a horrible, wretched mother and try to take the daughter and all that. Or he's going to invest in her right now so that she and her daughter can be their best. And if he's wise, then he'll end up with who he want to be with, even if it's her. He may want her back, or he may just send her away whole. whole and healed with their daughter, feeling proud, loving both of them. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I would be friends with a man like that forever. And if he actually make it to the finish line where his wife and daughter can develop and grow and be whole and healed after him, I'd marry him. That's what I call earning me. That's how a man earned me, by treating the people in his life as well as he treat himself. A man like that is worth me waiting for if it's open and honest. His wife came up to me. She saw me dance for an hour. Like everybody in that bar saw me. Everybody in the bar saw me dance for an hour. No one else got on the floor. Nobody else was on the floor but me for an hour, at least. I just had to get it out. Every once in a while, I just had to get out there and do my thing, y'all. Just have to sometimes. So here I am, able to be me, y'all. And the last time I had a case like this, it's been about what, 5 years? Well, yeah, 4 or 5 years now. I was with a couple who was going through this. And I saw this couple for 2 years straight. For 2 years straight, I saw this couple. And at the end of all of that, I mean, it's going to always be an ending. I mean, either it's going to end good or bad, you know? And this ended good. So the last couple, they ended realizing that, yeah, he wants other women, but they both realized that it's not best for them. And it took 2 years of me dating them. And it wasn't necessarily sex, you know, it wasn't a sex based thing. He just needed to have access, needed to feel like it was okay. Like, if I want another woman and I want my wife to know, I don't want to feel like I'm gonna lose everything. I might even, I might not even actually have another woman, but I just want to know if it's okay and to just, he just wanted to just try it without losing everything for the curiosity. And to me, guys, I just think that's reasonable. I know there's a lot of women say, "Oh hell no, 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 no." You know, I get it. Trust, I get it. $900 a month was a lot of money for me to lose, for my husband to grow, for my husband to have somebody else. It was a lot, but he chose to do it that way. It didn't have to go down that way. It didn't. My negotiation skills are strong. I'm a very intelligent woman. I'm a very compassionate woman. I'm loving, understanding. I know shit happened. I knew, depending on how I acted, when that sugar baby lived with us for 5 years, she lived with us for, we took care of another whole woman in our home for at least 5 years. And she was his sugar baby. And I knew, depending on how I conduct myself, it would impact her for the rest of her life. She was a Hagar in my home. I didn't bring her there, but she ended up there. And depending on how I treated that young girl in my home, was setting her up for the rest of her life as a woman, and how she viewed men, how she viewed children, and how she viewed herself. I didn't want her there, but she was there, and I understood she had a soul. I understood she had a young mind, that my husband was exploiting. He was exploiting her, and I wasn't going to help him by arguing with her, fighting with her while he exploiting her. What kind of shit is that? So I put my big girl panties on and taught her to be a woman, period. Because I knew she wasn't going to be there forever. Come on now. I mean, she's still around, but she was not going to be living with this man forever. He wasn't going to marry her. He don't even like black women like that. I knew that, but she didn't. She had a young mind. He was dependent on that shit, trying to make me jealous with her. If that shit didn't work, what you think this white woman thing was going to do? And what it did, it angered God. And that's what y'all hearing. Y'all hearing the anger of God come out. God let him have what he want. Now he got to live with it. He got to live with his choice. It's going to be books about it, movies about it, TV shows about it, conferences about it. Everybody know now. Things that are done in secret, in the dark, always come to the light. Always. All my dirt come to the light. I'm on here telling my business to y'all. But I ain't trying to hide nothing. This is what my profession is. I'm polyandrous. And it wasn't by choice. I was juggled by 3 different uncles from ages 5 to 11. That was 6 years of my innocent life that I had no control over that. But it still made me polyandrous. When you're actively being touched by 3 different men, boys, 2 were boys and 1 was an actual grown man. But the boys were older than me, even though they were minor children. They were still way older than me. And then the grown man was a grown man, had a job and a family in the family. He was my uncle through marriage, though, not a blood uncle, thank God. So polyandry is a lifestyle that was forced on me as a child. So as I was growing up as a woman, I knew when men were trying to force their other women on me. So immediately after I got married and I saw that my husband's other woman lived down the street, was going to church with us and all this shit, I was like, whoa, damn. I already had experience with it, so I just rolled with it. Played his game. Now I can call it out. I was silent on that for 25 years. Now I'm speaking about it. God know when to tell us to be quiet, and he know when to let us speak about stuff. While my husband was leaving me for this white woman, I had to pretend I was just doing tarot, regular tarot. And now I can go back to those videos and create the shorts and show that I was talking about my own life. Most High was exposing my husband the whole time on my channel. Whether he knew it or not, I don't know. He never told me if this was related to him or not. He was just on there complaining to the point where I had to block him. Oh, God. You know what I'm saying? Because my channel was grown. The truth is coming out regardless. So now I don't have to sugarcoat it now that he's legally caught up. I had to wait till he was legally caught. The law is a trap, and you got to know when to wait for it. You got to know when to use it. The law. You can use the law against or for you at any point in time. That same law can be used against you or for you. So once he put a promise ring on, I said, oh, it's just a few months, then the actual engagement ring gonna go on. And then a short time after that, then they're gonna actually be married because that's how it went down with us. So I just had to wait. I already knew his plan. Not his plan. I was clueless to that. She was a secret. But I knew his blueprint, his game plan, because he already put me through it. Just wait. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, of courage. Be of good courage and wait on the Lord. Renew my strength. I've been renewing my strength. That's what the Bible say do when people doing you dirty. So that's what I did. So now I can show how this whole channel has been about him leaving me for her. All these past 5 years, the past 7 to 5 years, at least 5 to 7 years, at least. So here it is. The proof, the evidence. Almost was over 4,000 videos. Over 4,000 videos. Almost 2,000 subscribers. It's just a matter of time. I'm going to keep talking about my story, keep sharing it. And as I'm living my life, I'm going to keep sharing it. So this is why I'm interested in this new couple. It's not sex based, you know, not for me. Does that mean I will never ever have sex with anybody? No, that's not what that means. That means it's not a sex base. I'm letting you know it's based on an experience I had. I see what they're going through and I see how I can be of help. Whether they get back together or not, that's not my business. But I just see where I can be of help. That's how I can continue to meet him there. And I'll know what to talk about. I'll know what to say. I'm not going to be slamming her. And I'm not going to be giving her unjust praise either. If she being skanked, she being skanked. But at the same time, I'm letting him know I appreciate his support. And I hope he's doing it from a sincere place and that he's not using this support he's giving her now to pull the rug from under her feet later. I just want him to see that I'm the result of that. What his wife is going through, I went through. So it's only so much he can say about this woman that I will consider bullshit. There's nothing he can say about his wife that I don't know or understand. And there's nothing he can say about himself that I'm not familiar with because I had an ex who was in his spot. Again, I don't know his story. He may have cheated on her at some point. He may have, I don't know. But until he's ready to talk about it, I got to hear what he has to say about his wife. I have to see what he's doing. Is what he's saying and what he's doing, do they line up? Because he felt very comfortable pointing out to her, to me, that she's over there with another man. She's over there with another man. Oh my God. So he don't want it happening. But yet he's there watching. So somebody is being trained. Someone's being reprogrammed. And maybe I'm the person that's refereeing. I'm the change agent. Person is watching, recording for Most High. The witness. There you go. I'm the witness. One of the witnesses to this marriage that's going through a problem. I'm on assignment, guys. I'm on assignment. The other couple are not assignment people. They're people to earn. I want to earn them. And they probably looking at me like, girl, there's nothing to earn. Just come be with us. There's nothing to earn. We're just regular people. Come be with us. You know what I'm saying? But to me, they are a prize of some sort that I want to earn. And a part of this process is this new white couple. Now this other couple, they're black. The prize couple is a black couple. But in order to get to this prize black couple, I know I sound crazy, y'all, but this is my mind. I have to live in this mind of mine. So I decided to share my mind with y'all so y'all can understand how the decisions I make, how I think, and the decisions I make. Okay. So in order to get to the prize couple, guys, I have to help this, you know, this couple that is reflecting my experience and my energy. And, my ex just married his homewrecker. So there's a chance that this woman may actually marry this man. They never got married and he's raising their 15-year-old daughter, but she may marry this man in his face. Can you imagine how low that would sink him? But he said early on, like, when this first happened, it almost sunk him, but he said his daughter, he's like, I gotta stay strong for her. That's true. But he's not prepared for the day that the daughter may side with the mom. He's not prepared for that day. And he's gonna need somebody. And he's gonna need somebody that's not going to, you know, run his pockets and use sex as leverage. I ain't gonna do that. Nope. Nope. That don't mean I'm not gonna, enjoy his company and let him be. I'm not gonna stop him from being a man. But I'm not gonna exploit the situation because I know I'm coming in with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They're going through right now. They're in the pain of it. They're in the heat of it. They don't see what I see, you know? And again, I care about all of mine. I don't even know them like that. And she ain't have to walk up to me and say shit. But she wasn't expecting him. She was not expecting him to draw anybody. I wanted my husband to have somebody. I introduced my husband to people because pain is horrible. I don't wish pain on my worst enemy. I don't. I do not wish pain. But they better pay me. I will encourage them to do right by me. I will encourage my enemy to do right by me. But I'm not going to wish pain on them. But if they just fat and ugly, hey, nothing I can do about that, right? Okay, let me grow up. Oh, God, I hate having to be grown up. Anyway, here we go. So, I have found an assignment that I feel good about. Like I said, it's been like 4 to 5 years since my last assignment, and that lasted 2 years. And that couple decided to pretty much just focus on each other, you know. And even if they get out there and dibble and dab, and flirt, at the end of the day, she allowed him enough room within her comfort zone where she didn't have to be crushed, where she was able to keep her head held high and navigate her husband through just a little temporary midlife crisis bullshit. How dare I come up in there and wreck up, you know, all that beautiful work that they did because he got a little horny for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on. We gotta do better than that. So I pray they still together today, but she and we left on a good they didn't even want it to end because it wasn't like a sexual thing really, guys. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't see why it needed to end. I'm like, well, ma'am, if I stay past due season, then you may not get the results you want. But I'm still a woman too. I'm still human. And my husband is leaving me. And I see your husband is good. I can turn on you real quick, but I don't want to do that. So I'd rather leave y'all alone. Let y'all be whole and go on. I have the gift of cutoff. So my cutoff game is good. I hurt myself before I hurt somebody else. I'll go off in the corner and cry and heal on my own before I ruin a marriage, ruin some kids' chance of having their mama and their daddy there. As soon as a woman is ready for me to back off, I will back the hell off fast. Like with this couple here at the bar, she came to meet me because she wanted to be known. I still love him too. I'm just going through something. Well, he the one that saw me dancing. He see me. He came up to me. He says, I don't even dance, but gosh, I just got to speak to you. I don't even, I'm just not a dancer, but I got to speak to you. And I'm glad he spoke to me because I see myself in him and I see myself in her. I see my husband in him. I see my husband in her, my ex husband in her. I see my marriage in that situation and where this nurse, instead of healing my husband and healing our marriage, she took advantage. She took advantage. She had the power to heal us, but she decided to exploit us instead. We already went through the hardest part of marriage. We went through the hardest part already. I had forgiven him. I accepted the fact that he's going to be attached to that sugar baby for life. And that was my daughter's girlfriend. I accepted that. But we compensated our daughter with a home. You know what I mean? We compensated her in ways that would put her in generational wealth's way. My ability to forgive may not be understood, and that's fine. I have to answer to Most High for my contract by myself. Ain't nobody gonna be on there on Judgment Day for me. I may have witnesses, I may have accusers, and things like that, but I will be standing alone, giving an account for my daughter's soul, my ex's soul, the sugar baby soul. I have to give an account of how I responded to all of them. And I responded well because I understood the assignment. And I see the assignment in this family. And right now, according to him, their daughter is still actively looking positive at both of them. The daughter isn't ruined right now. And if they play their hand right, no one has to be utterly destroyed. And that's probably why Most High has brought me on the scene. Because I'm a spiritual warrior. I'm a soldier for the Lord. And he sent me on that battleground of marriage. And he put me in there and he calibrate things, realign things, fix shit, help people see themselves in the mirror. And I know when to bounce. Some women don't know when to bounce. Some men don't know when to leave. You heal the marriage and you get the fuck out of there. Let them people be happy. Most High is the rewarder. You're not going to get your reward from them people, from that marriage. It's not going to come from there. It comes from Most High. So I've met a couple. It's more like an assignment. It's nothing romantic for me, you know. And as this progress, I know there's going to be more, more meetings on this. Trust. I felt her handshake. I didn't want to read her, guys. I didn't want to read her because this is about him right now. She got her support. He needs support right now. He don't need to feel like he need me to focus on him, just him. She got it going on right now. She has a good relationship with her daughter because of him. She got this other man because of him. She's not fully independent. He's still paying bills. So this is a very delicate situation, y'all. Very delicate. The average person in their life is probably calling him a simp and weak and stupid and all that. I see a strong man who's willing to sacrifice himself for his daughter and to make sure her mother be strong and become independent, even if it crush him. But he know he can endure the crushing. He know he can. He already trained for it. He just need a little help. And I don't mind being it. But I know it has an expiration date. Because as she see him get stronger through me, she gonna want him back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But the only way she can get him back is if she at some point listen to me. She's gonna have to listen to me. And she's gonna have to see herself. And she's gonna have to see that she ain't wrong. And it's okay for her to sleep with him. It's okay for her to love him and love this other guy and get her independence. There's a way. And he needs to understand that her independence don't mean that she gonna leave him. They have a daughter for life. She can't afford to leave him. He just need to learn how to treat an independent woman. So he need to pay attention to what this new guy, not so much what he doing. Like, okay, he takes her to lunch every Tuesday at 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that to get her back. No, boo-boo. It's not about that. What is it about the new guy's vulnerability that makes her feel like she can become independent off of it? It's like she's throwing herself into the deep end of the pool so she can learn to swim fast. I'm gonna jump in this deep end. I don't know how to swim, but by the time I hit that water, I better figure it out because there's no one coming to get me. I don't even want no one to do it. I gotta do this myself. No matter how much this man loved me, I gotta be independent because he could die one day. He could die. It ain't even about him, he leaving me for another woman. It ain't even about that. This Negro, well, in their case, they white people, but I'm making it personal now. Nah, but this man could die, you know? This man could die. And she got to be able to know that she can love again, keep living, be independent, stand on her own 2 feet because she has a daughter that need to learn it too. She can't afford to continue being his dependent wife forever. And neither can their daughter. Not in the world we live in today where two men can be legally married and women are just considered a silent letter in a word in general. And now men are experiencing it too. And they don't even understand why they're going through this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some may, you know what I'm saying? But there's another lens to it as to why. And I'm bringing that lens out. I'm bringing the lens out, I hope. All right, guys, let's see where this goes. All the players were on stage at a club. I don't see myself meeting these people anywhere else for a while. We just gonna be meeting up at the club, playing out this scenario. It's like a counseling session, really. You know, I like the setup. I like who I am. I'm the mystery woman. Everyone know me. Well, see me. Everyone see me. They don't know me. The only thing that his wife is gonna know is what he tell her. I'm helping them create intimacy that way in order for her to know what her husband is doing with me. She's going to have to ask him. And he's gonna be more than happy to tell her. But that's gonna create some intimacy for them. You know, it's not about jealousy. I mean, jealousy is good and bad. I mean, some of us have toxic jealousy and some of us have healthy jealousy. So I think she wants to have some healthy jealousy. She wants to create a little bit of competition. But she wanted him to bring it, you know, he found somebody that they probably have never encountered before. Some black woman who just danced for an hour like she owned this place. He pulled the one woman that everybody probably wanted to at least talk to, but wouldn't. So he's starting off strong already. And believe me, y'all, it made her feel good last night to see her man that's been sitting around hurting for months while she, grow. She want to see him grow. Her daughter need to see them both grow. So I gave them some hope last night. And what's funny is, before him, it was this one white guy older than him. Well, we were all in our 50s, but the other guy just looked older than, you know what I mean? The other guy looked older. Okay. He and I look good for our age, but the other white guy that was our age he looked like he was more like 70. Okay. And his wife is younger than us. He kept bragging about how young she was, how young. I'm like, she don't look younger than you. Your wife looked 50. I didn't ask how old she was, but she looked told out. I don't see how why she I don't see why she thinks she can afford to be out here tempting him like this. The man owned a business and still paying your bills while you with another man. But, we're gonna figure this out, y'all. I'm gonna get to it. And it's so exciting. I'm gonna report out as I go. So that's that. I look at the good and bad. I'm gonna look at her good and her bad. I'm gonna look at his good and his bad. But right now he need a major pump up. He got the hottest chick there last night. Got my number, went to my car and smoked a blunt with me. Okay. And we didn't go back in the building. We pulled off. So everybody in that club think that he got me and we went somewhere else. That's what they're thinking. That's not what happened. I brought my ass home. And he had to get home to his daughter. She's 50. So you can't be out late. And she off with her other man doing whatever for the night. Probably went to an after party, whatever. He had to go home to a 15-year-old before midnight, before the slipper fell off. You know what I'm saying? Kind of shit. So I don't mind being that woman that can meet him at the club as early as he need to, 6, 7 o'clock, whenever they open. And I don't mind leaving before midnight, before my slipper, because I got to get home. I got business to take care of too. So I think I found my match, you know, just for now. And I know it's temporary. And my goal is restoration. I see that they want to be together. They just need help. That's what I see. Now I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna have to reevaluate, reassess what I'm gonna do. If she make it clear she done and he's open, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I'll have a lifetime friend. I'll have a lifetime friend because he's gonna heal one way or the other. One way or the other, he gonna come out of this a winner. He gonna come out with his wife. I'm gonna encourage him to go ahead and lock it down, put a ring on it, lock it down. Your daughter 15, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Or they're gonna be done. And I'm still not gonna exploit him. I'm gonna probably still turn him loose and let him go get, you know, he probably ain't the kind of guy who will ever end up with some black woman. You know what I'm saying? He just lonely and, you know, and just saw some hot black woman in the club. That's how he met her. He had went through a divorce. She was young and hot. And so he was like, hey, I'm lonely, so went for it. And now he like, oh my God, I got a daughter, I got another child to raise. But she out here doing whatever. He caught up again. Second relationship ever in his life. As far as relationships goes. Now they have an open situation going, so together they've had stuff. But again, that's rolled up under their relationship. Technically, he's only had two major relationships, two. And any people that he and his wife have shared on their little journey together, that's is covered under that. So this man is like, whoa. And I want to be there. You know, he's cute. And I have compassion because I've been in that exact situation. The daughter is not old enough for them to be completely devoured yet. It's just not wise. And I love the fact that he had military background. So we have so much to talk about. We can talk about the military. We can talk about kids. We can talk about, these exes. So much to talk about. It's like, cool. So the guy before him, the first guy that, tried to snag me when I came off the dance floor, um, he was trying to lead, impress me with, oh, look at this property I bought. And in 3 years, I went from, virgin land to building this, building this. I'm like, it's so cute. That's so wonderful. But I really don't care about your property, dude. I really don't. And I mean, I looked at his little pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh, nice, whatever. So he's been divorced twice for 14 years. So he's just been for the past 14 years just burning through a bunch of women. So that's probably why he looks so old. He look all old because he just burning through a bunch of women for the past 14 years. And I'm like, 20-year-olds are impressed with those kind of pictures. And so when he realized I was not going to be that impressed, but he still wanted to kind of like control the narrative, I just started saying wild stuff. I've had 5 suicide attempts. He was like, oh my God, like 5. Whoa. I know how to get rid of a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna stick around after you say that, right? He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm like, yeah, please move away from me. And so as soon as he left, the next guy pulled right up. And because I was about to put my jacket on, because I was ready to go. I danced for an hour. That's all I came there for. I just like to, use all my talent sometimes. And my dance talent anyway. And it's free. It's free to get in. I had the whole floor to myself for an hour. I mean, you have to pay for that in other places. So so the next guy pull up and it's the guy that needed to approach me. I was like, wow, interesting. Because that's what they've been saying in my readings lately. That you go meet somebody, you go meet somebody. I'm like, who, where, when, how? I don't even go out that much. So the one time I decide to break on down and go out, bam. But again, the couple from 8 years ago popping up, that was a warning. That was my signal, a sign to me, you know. So I've been receiving the signals and signs all along. And I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. It's been, like I said, 4 to 5 years since my last couple assignment. And I think this is the couple that I'm ready for at the moment because I don't look at them as a romantic thing. I mean, she's with who she's with. He's just needing somebody right now. So I'm going to give him the attention he needs. I'm not going to be rude to her, but this ain't about her. Not yet. She comes in later, guys. She comes in later. The whole point in me is for her to look at him. But before she can look at him again and see him as as a husband, she got to check me out first. How is he able to land her? How is he able to get her? Maybe I'm missing something. You know what I'm saying? She got to see what she's missing in him. See, that's the difference between when a woman steals a man versus when a woman is invited. He invited me first by stepping up to me, you know, at the bar. And then she invited me in when she came to introduce herself and shook my hand. She shook my hand. I mean, she meant it. She wasn't like being nasty. I mean, I know when somebody like, who are you? You know what I mean? And you could tell. She was like, oh, look what my hubby just pulled in. It's almost like he's bait. Oh, look at me, y'all. I'm gonna have to do a reading now. Okay, maybe sometime today I'm gonna do a reading. He is bait. He is bait. He is bait, and look what he pulled in. Look what he pulled in. Wow. Now, see, in my ex's case, I already know my ex. I know him. And as far as this woman, if I ever had a chance to be curious about her, they stole that from me because she was a secret and she didn't have to be. He stole the possibility away by lying and sneaking with her. But that's because he's selfish. He don't want to share. And that's cool. That's cool. But here's this couple. This couple. And, I'm not looking at them that way. But they're in this club with costumes on, where she on her costume. And she's playing this game. And hey, I like having fun. As long as everybody understand the rules of engagement, hey, let's do this. Let's dance. All right, guys, it's Dr. Lisa the Preacher, keeping it real, keeping it live now these days. And, I live my life with no chaser. I live my life with no chaser. I just drink it straight and I'm sharing it. And I'm okay with it. I used to be scared and ashamed and embarrassed and all this stuff. But now I just want to tell my story. I just want to share who I am, whether good or bad, I don't care. Who don't have good and bad? Who don't? Well, right now I'm gonna go heat up some. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat and go see if my grandson awake. And happy Thanksgiving. I know people say that. Y'all know I'm native, right? I'm native, mixed with um, other stuff, mostly, West African, Nigerian. Um, um, a little more specific than that, like I say Benin. It's Benin. So Benin, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There. So that's where my people from, which is mostly, I just say Nigeria. That's the larger part of the area is Nigeria, but Benin. So, and to me, Benin is a spinoff from Benjamin, like the tribe of Benjamin, some kind of way. Like the first will, the last will be first and the first will be last or something. Well, anyway, I'm native on this land and I don't have a problem with going over to my other, like my grandkids have another grandmother. Okay. I'm not their only grandmother. So they dad have a mom. So we going over there today, okay? Now I cooked yesterday. I didn't do no turkey. I just did like they gave out free whole chicken. So I put a free whole chicken in that oven and I made some dressing and mac and cheese and stuff for my, string beans and stuff and spaghetti or whatever for my family. It was all free, guys. All free. And I didn't have to really buy and add nothing to it. Whatever I have, and I know how to, store and save, and I know when holidays are coming or whatever, birthdays or whatever excuse we can use to get together. These are just reasons to get together, guys. It's not that holidays are just such a you know holy sacred event to people. It's not that. It's paid time off for people. Shoot, you get to have some fun. People like to party. Just reasons to party. So I'm going, okay, and she one of them old school grandmas. I mean, she be having a house for all her kids and grandkids be piled up in her house. And the food be off the chain. So we going back to that, y'all. I'm like, yes, yeah. I feel so good. I have earned my family back, y'all. I was thrown away and homeless in Florida, living in a car at one point, sleeping in my car. And now I've earned my family back to the point where we're back to having major holiday gatherings again. I miss this so much. This is who I've always been. I mean, no matter, I mean, even my natural family growing up, even though I went through the horrible, horrible experience of, incest with that, outside of that, I mean, we were a big three family. I mean, we were living large. We weren't poor people, and we traveled and had campers and owned homes and had rental properties and like my grandpa had owned a grand not only worked for the big three but owned his own gas station and he had real estate. you know you know what I'm saying. I mean, like, I grew up a big three kid. I come from a big three family. And so, like when I was in high school, we walking around with coach purses and fur coats and, Gucci and coach shoes and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was treated bad in one way, but all the rest of the way, we were ballers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? By the time I'm 13, I'm working in the local drugstore as a pharmacy technician. I danced on TV. I danced for a famous poet. I'm not like small potatoes. I just lived incest. I was a molested child through incest. In addition to all that work and celebrityism, I was really a child celebrity, just wasn't paid for it or, you know, wasn't famous all over the world or nothing. But, you know, it's still I had people follow me home. I used to have people because I danced on TV, so there would be people like sitting on my front porch. Can you come out? Can you help me get on the TV show with you? I'll pay you. I'll do anything. Can you just help me get on this show with you? I mean, that was creepy, guys. It's creepy when you're a little kid and you have strangers following you home. People coming up to your school because, their cousin said that she went to your school. And my school didn't have security, for me, you know. But by the time I got to high school, my high school had security. But that's because, people kept bringing guns and stuff to school. It wasn't, just because I was there, a celebrity kid. But I think Most High brought it there for me. I mean, my high school hadn't had no metal detectors. But once I was a high school student there, next thing you know, metal detectors at the school. My school, when I first started high school, like the first couple of weeks, we had drug dealers stationed post in all the hallways. And I was scared because I just knew I was going to be picked to be one of their girlfriends. I did not want to be a drug dealer girlfriend. Hell to the no, I was an honor student working in a drugstore. They was going to have me run that drugstore. You know what I'm saying? I could not let them meet me. I couldn't let them know who I was, you know? So, I always had my head down. I didn't want to be noticed. I think I even dressed, like less than my best to not be noticed by these guys. But um that year, my freshman year of high school, I was there no time. I was in high school no time. Next thing you know, the laws changed in Detroit, and the drug dealers were not in our hallways at school no more. The drug dealers had to go when I hit high school, and they brought metal detectors in. My high school was safe once I got there. So maybe the school didn't know it was doing all that because I was there, but Most High know how to protect me. He has always led and guided me through this life, no matter who I was married to. Even if my husband didn't know how to protect me, didn't know how to do right by me or whatever, Most High did. I've always been in some type of view, and I just know how to kind of move around. But I'm at the point now, I don't care about all that. I just put myself out there now. If somebody gonna kill me, they're just gonna kill me. We all have an appointed time to go. You know what I'm saying? I can't just live my life. Not that I've lived my life in hiding, but I've always been in the light. And when you live in light, people see you from you don't even know who's looking at you most of the time. Most of the time you don't know who see you, but you still got to protect yourself, you know? So I'm at the point now where, I mean, I'm not gonna be just reckless, but I'm not gonna just be going out of my way now to just be overprotective all the time. I'm exhausted. If I'm gonna be taken out, I'm gonna be taken out. But I'm still gonna live loud. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dim my light anymore for anybody to make other people comfortable. I'm not gonna dim my light so other people can have a better life on me. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm done with that. So I'm excited about this. And even if this particular couple don't, need me long, no problem. I believe another one will come. At least I, you know, understand that part of me now a little more clearer than before. And I know what I'm willing to do and not gonna do, you know.
as I'm learning to be independent. This is so weird, guys. Learning independence. Wow. And that's probably why I have compassion for his wife. She's not independent. When you're not independent, you just really cannot be held responsible. I mean, only but so far. You have no control over your own money, resources, where you go, where you live. I mean, like, make it make sense. Like your children at home. I mean, like, your kids can only be so responsible for themselves because you are the dominant person. You control everything. That's what leaders do. And those that follow you, I mean, like, you cover them, period. If not, then it needs to be a separation, a cutoff, a clear understanding with terms and conditions. And I believe everybody should have input. That's why the secret cheating thing don't work. Because my ex and his new woman, they did not have me at the table where I could defend myself, where I could speak up for myself, where I could negotiate my terms of the departure. They have full control, full reign, full power of what happened to me in my own divorce that he filed because of their relationship. He may say, well, I was going to file because I didn't want your black, ugly butt anyway. Well, you waited 25 years. You didn't divorce me, file in 25 years. What was so special now? Her. The other women didn't cause you to file the divorce. All them other women from day one didn't cause you to file a divorce. But this one did. It's worth checking into, finding out why, especially since you lied and cheated about it. So I'm thankful to possibly be assigned a new case, this couple at this bar, because I'm able to use this scenario to further develop some things in me, some questions, some concerns, to confirm, myself based on what I've previously went through. Okay, let me get off, guys. I'll talk forever. I'm hungry. I'm ready. I need to feed my grandson. I know he got to be up by now. Kai says, are you up? Are you up? You are? Okay. You hungry? You're not hungry? Oh my goodness. Well, I am. Okay, guys. Kais is not hungry. He is just living his best life at grandma's house. Okay. He be having his little moments now. He be having his little tantrums and stuff. But I have all kind of like, certifications and stuff in early childhood development and things. So, and experience in that. And, I'm helping him work through his tantrums. I'm letting him know they're his choice. They're your choice. But you can choose not to be having a tantrum and be safer. And you can choose to get up and you can choose to, do what you want. You don't have to stay down on that floor, screaming, kicking. You don't have to. But if you want to, well, I'm right here, just making videos. You know. Oh gosh, life is fun. All right, bye guys. Enjoy your day. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Native, and I'm finna go enjoy my family. Okay. I don't know what those people did in the past. We weren't there. I was not there. I know what I read and stuff, and I know what we say and stuff. But I think they all was wrong. All of them. All of them was wrong. With deals, with treaties. No, this is our land, and the people that want to visit, visit. Enjoy yourself and go back. But that didn't happen. So some deals and treaties and things and whatever. Men stuff. We women, whatever. This was some men stuff. We just have to go along until we have our own. Period. So, guys, hey. So now I have a reason at least once a week, hopefully, at least once a week to get dressed all cute. Wear all these, I got lots of costume type clothes, you know. I mean, I've been a dancer my whole life since I was 4, tap, jazz, modern, whatever. My whole life. I love a reason to put on makeup and wigs and costumes and dance and put on a show. That's just what I like to do. So one of these days I may get paid for it. One of these days I may actually, get the recognition and the security, actually security that I need. But if not, then hey, this is it, you know. And I've experienced, stalking as a child. Ugh. Well, I hope it don't happen, you know. I hope it don't happen. But I know, I know that this life, it comes with it. I get it. But thankfully, my kids grew up, athletes and stars and, doing above average stuff. So they don't know their mother's life any other way than being in the light. And they've been in the light. I raised my kids to be in the light. So they don't know life any other way. So I know y'all feel sorry for them and stuff, but they don't know life any other way. They'll just be looking at y'all like, huh? What? Oh, okay. you know. All right, y'all be blessed. Just want to share, report out. Y'all know me. Click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate to my channel. I'm not monetized. One of these days I may sit down and figure it out. But I am called to jury duty. I put on there though on that paper that hey, I've had 5 suicide attempts. Y'all sure y'all want me on here? The doctors won't give me no disability check, but hey, maybe they get me out of jury duty. I'm gonna get me a T-shirt. I've had 5 suicide attempts. Oh my God, guys, I can't believe it myself. I can't believe it. But I do want to share one mental health. Um, I was in the hospital stay. I want to share one story one day. That's gonna be a video of like a jolly green giant came in here. This guy had to be like 7 feet tall. No staff was tall enough to deal with that guy for real. That was weird. This was in Georgia. I ended up in a mental hospital in Georgia before. And one of the patients came in, the staff was like, oh my God, it was mostly black women staff. And they just start praying and like talking among themselves, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm listening to my patient, listening to the staff, figuring out how they gonna deal with another patient. They don't know if he gonna flip out, freak out. This man is at least 7 feet tall. It was huge. Like the Jolly Green Giant type huge. I'm like, wow, okay. All right, so that's another whole video. All right, love you guys. Enjoy your day. Bye.